How often have we known a guy intimately for 6 years at the quarterback position and he's yet to be the full-time starter? Because that's Arch Manning. Everyone's talking about Arch Manning, and ironically, he's the only one trying to temper expectation a little bit. But I was just thinking to myself, as Texas came and went at SEC Media Days, there's a lot of backfilling they have to do at the defensive tackle position. They just lost an incredible left tackle. They feel pretty good about their personnel there, but everyone's talking about Arch Manning. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, certainly it's one of one. It's a unique situation. But you knew him nationally as a sophomore in high school, right? So sophomore, junior, senior year in high school, first, second, and now third year at Texas. He's finally the starter there. That is 6 years. You guys realize how rare it is that a guy's just now getting a crack at it, and he's a sixth-year player. Like, everyone's had an opinion of Arch Manning for over half a decade now, and he's just now getting a crack at it. So I say that to say, okay, you could call him a first-year starter, but when you say that, sometimes it feels like you're lumping him in with like a true freshman who's coming in, and like if Bama was counting on Keelan Russell this year, that's how we would talk about him. Apples and oranges comparison. I don't think Texas views Arch as a first-year starter in the classical sense. First-year starters normally, he's still learning the terminology. He can't walk and chew gum at the same time, as Meemaw would say, like which end is up. He's having to process living in a college dorm for the first time. That's not Arch Manning's existence, okay? Nor is it his exposure to the game for many different reasons. I think he's going to be really good this year. That's about where I stop my expectation. If he's great, if he's elite, that's a cherry on top. But if I get really good quarterback play from Texas, Texas should be right there in the national championship picture. Because elsewhere, they've stacked the kind of classes full of the kind of personnel that it takes to do that. And the other thing that I will say, having been out there several times and sort of getting to see under the hood a little bit, it's just such a machine. Texas football is such a machine. Now, that's to the benefit of Steve Sarkeesian. It also means you demand a lot from Steve Sarkeesian. He's not, shying away from that or anything. But Sark's another guy that's in a very interesting position because it's all sunshine around Steve Sarkeesian. They didn't play for the national title last year, but they came really close. And they are, 2 years into the SEC now. They're right there. In fact, they may get picked to win this conference for all I know. They played for the league title last year. So I just want to kick you a scenario. We did this on the show about a month ago when we were doing our chaos scenarios. Most people expect Texas to be in Atlanta or right there in the thick of it, right? All right, so they go to Ohio State week 1. They're a dog there. They will play at Florida. And I'm telling you, if they're favored, they'll be a short favorite there. By the time they play in the Red River Shootout, what if they're already a 2-loss team? Because this is looked at, I know many of the Texas viewers looked at this as this asinine scenario that's only like a 1% chance. It's not even worth discussing. And I'm telling you guys, that's not the way the sport works. Even if you've got experience at quarterback, even if you've got all your returning starters, that's not the way it works. So my question there is, how quickly does the entire vibe shift around Steve Sarkeesian, or can it happen? Because I think it can happen. Like, I think the reason guys like that are so paranoid and so razor sharp focused is, number one, because it's their job, and number two, because they know we're a slow start away from everybody questioning me. Because Sark is not Kirby. Sark doesn't have a couple of national championships in his back pocket that he can pull out and throw in your face anytime. They've still got that to do. Most people think they'll get there. I think they'll get there, but they haven't yet, okay? So I want you to just imagine 2 losses, and God forbid they leave Dallas with a third loss. Think about how quickly it goes from Sark can do no wrong to, we lost to Georgia twice last year. We got a shot against Ohio State. We lost to them. We just lost several more games this year, and this was the year that even Steve Sarkeesian, by his own admission, claimed we were supposed to be building to. What are we doing here? I'm not predicting that. I'm saying if it were to happen like that, because I'm wrong sometimes. Actually, I'm never wrong. If my prediction goes wrong, it's because kids, coaches, or officials screwed it up. We all know that. But if it goes a little sideways for him this year, could you not see that? Knowing how on a dime opinion can change in this sport amongst fan bases, could you not see that? Could you not see Sark getting some internal heat amongst his own fan base at Texas? I'll go a step further. If what I just painted as a scenario were to unfold, I promise you it would happen. It absolutely would happen, because Texas is one of a handful of programs whose fan base can reasonably look around and say, there's nothing you need that you don't have. And Sark would agree with that. Now, to his credit, he's kind of like Kirby, kind of like Hugh Freeze has been here this week. He owns every bit of it. Texas has it's not the toughest schedule in the conference, but that road stretch is no joke. And if you don't have your act together, then, I mean, you're not going into Columbus, Ohio, and Gainesville, Florida, and Athens, Georgia, and just tiptoeing your way to victories. That's not the way that works.